squatting Slav TV.
Hello my friends, I have some very shitty news for you today. Just 24 hours after 3 people were killed and 29 people were injured in the London terrorist attacks, which of course were done by an extremist jihadi Muslim, Canada has decided to put forward its controversial anti-Islamophobia M-103 motion. Now for those of you that are wondering, well, what the fuck is M-103? Basically, this is a private member's motion that was put forth by a liberal member of parliament, Ikra Khalid, surprise, surprise, back in December of 2016. And the whole goal of M103 is to combat Islamophobia and also any kind of systemic racial and religious discrimination. Yeah, I know, it's funny. Now you may be wondering, well, why is this such a big deal? Well, the truth is, my friends, as these terrorist attacks around the world get more frequent and more rampant, the need for democracies today to be able to discuss and criticize Islam and, of course, other religions freely is crucial. Now, unfortunately, under M103, Canadians risk being prosecuted for Islamophobia and racial and religious discrimination simply for talking about Islam. This, of course, is very troubling and very scary because it directly encroaches on Canada's values of free speech that it's always held so dearly as a modern-day democracy.
Muslim Canadians are an essential part of the success of our country today and into the future.
M103 is also very worrying because it happens to conveniently come at a time when our government has opened up the border to many unregistered Islamic migrants pouring in from the United States. It also happens to come at a time when Islamic leaders across the country are pushing for such things as Muslim prayers in public schools. Not to mention that Canada already has laws in place against blasphemy in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So now by creating a specific motion targeting Islamophobia, Canada is actually giving more privilege to Muslims. This, my friends, is very ironic and very fucked up, considering that the crybaby left, who fully supported M103, is always raving about equality. This, once again, is also very problematic, because in the end it leads to a climate of complete censorship on any issues regarding Islam. And well, as we've seen in countries like Sweden, France and Germany, that usually leads to a lot of fucking problems. My friends, basically M103 is a fucking joke. And if we, as Canadians, don't stand up against it, and don't stand up against these globalist, intrusive policies that our government is implementing, well, then we deserve to be overrun.
We're going to cause the Islamic Revolution here in the West!
And this is exactly why we as Canadians need to stand up and fight against M103 before Canada turns into a country that it was not meant to be.